before we start reading, I want to go through a couple of icons, and I want you to be able to understand what I'm asking you to do. Now, Kiana already did start this. A couple of us did. As we're reading, we're going to look for new vocabulary. I always do a preview and a predict about what I'm going to read about. So obviously, by looking at this, what do you think the text is going to be about?
Forest fires.
Okay, that's a pretty good observation. I always read captions, and then I do make predictions. By looking at this, I would think, what kind of information? Is this nonfiction, fiction? What do you think?
Non-fiction.
It's going to be nonfiction. It's also called expository text or informational text. So you always want to define your genre. You want to also say to yourself, okay, this is what it's going to be about. The best bet when you're reading through something is to look at your table of contents first. The next thing I want you guys to do is I want you to really pull your main ideas and summarize as we're reading. So remember, round robin, 2 paragraphs by 2 paragraphs. And let's say our icon. Read with fluency in a small group as I summarize and determine main ideas. All right, Miss Kiana.
Mine says sparkles.
Huh. It might be a little bit of a misprint. So that's a good observation. I would have never thought that. So that may or may not have been. Here, you may use this one. It should say. Okay, that's very interesting. Go ahead. Make sure that we all have the same edition. What's happened is there's 2 different editions.
The first flame. In the forest, a little smoke plume rise into the air. Soon small flames are flickering out the ground. The fire is hungry. Here is a lot of dry forest to feed on. The wind helps the fire to spread. The fire grows quickly. Within minutes, the flame has reached 160 feet, 50 meters, 160 feet and 50 meters high. Raging fires. Thickening blind smoke fills the air. It is getting hotter. Forest animals try to flee from the forest fire. They cannot escape. The smoke is melting heat. Firefighters arrive on the scene. They try to fight back the fire, the wildfire, but it is spreading out of control.
Come on.
Fast and forest fire can Why firefighters start fires? How we stop forest fire?
Go ahead.
In most parts of the world, summer is a lot hotter than winter. In late summer, it gets drier too. This is because there is less moisture in the air. The hotter and drier it gets, the more risk there is of fire start.
The risk is especially high in or during hot dryness. Grass is small plants and fallen leaves becomes like straw. They dry, the vegetation feeds fire and helps to spread.
Okay, so what would be my first word that I'm going to pull, Brandon? Okay. And so as I'm going back, I can always use my context clues. I can use my context clues about a lot of these. So what you're going to do on this particular assignment, as you guys are gathering for your disaster unit, you'll take down your page number, you'll give me the term, you'll give a textbook definition, which you can always find them in the back glossary, or index, depending. This book does have a nice glossary, but it's short. And then you'll put it in your own words, and then you're going to do a brief illustration. So keep in mind, our prediction was correct as we're reading. We're going through, and we're going to keep gathering information. As you read, you'll have this out, and you're going to keep independently putting terms down. So let's keep going.
Types of fire. Fires that start in forest are called forest fires. Some are started by lightning. Over
90%
of the forest fires are caused by people. Some forest fires become wildfires. Wildfires are fires that burn out of control. Bush fires are another kind of wildfires. They burn in the areas of dry vegetation such as the Australian outback.
hence the name of the restaurant, you guys. It's kind of like where it got its name, but the actual real outback is about 96% of Australia. It's all barren, dead land that does not have a lot of vegetation, therefore it's able to burn at a rapid pace. Remember, the sun can actually start a fire, and you can actually create friction, and it will travel through. Lightning can start fires. There's quite a few things, you guys, or if there's a motor, an engine, a lot of things can make and ignite a fire. Go ahead, Kiana.
Spreading fast. Fire needs dry vegetation, such as leaves or wood or fuel. If a fire has plenty of fuel, it can spread quickly. Forest fires can move as fast as 15 miles, 25 kilometers per hour. Another way fires spread fast is when the wind blows ember to the new spot.
What do you think embers means?
That's
Like
like
a
a
little,
type of like a
like you know
charcoal
how
or
like on
something.
the charcoal, it like come out the
Would you agree with that? An ember is like a little burning piece.
yeah.
Yes, very good. That is an ember. So embers are really important in the scheme of things when you have a forest fire because that one little spark.
This starts another small fire. This kind of fire is called a spot fire. Fireworks. Wildfires can produce hot winds that travel up to 100 miles, 160 kilometers per hour. These winds are called fireworks because the hot air spins as it rises. Firewhirls are very dangerous. They can pick up flaming logs and branches and hurl them through the air. When a burning branch is blown through the air, it can start a spot fire wherever it lands. I got a question.
Yeah.
Firewhirls, how can fire make stuff twirl in the air?